All right, y'all. So now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this next video, shall we? The worst black stereotypes. 2025. At this rate, hey, listen. If you don't know how to swim in 2025, I'm on your head top because listen, we need to break the stereotypes. There's no reason why it is you don't know how to swim in a time like this, bro. Okay?
This was the first video of mine to get a little bit of traction, so y'all know I had to come hard with this one. That and it's Black History Month, so you know I gotta hate on my people. This is me grading Black Stereotypes Part 2, so y'all enjoy. We're gonna start with black people being fatherless. Black people being fatherless.
Couldn't be me. Yeah, it couldn't be me. Hey, I can FaceTime my dad right now. I can FaceTime my dad right now. Listen, I was a daddy's girl. You know what I'm saying? But like, hey, listen, you know, that's not cool to be out here creating seeds and stuff like that. You're not being fathers to them. That's don't do that, okay? You said my dad downstairs as we speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you said weird flex, but okay. I will FaceTime my dad right now. What are we talking about? Me having a dad is a weird flex, and I guess it will be a weird flex. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if it's a weird flex, it's a weird flex. Fine.
This isn't something that I can relate to personally, but I'm gonna put it this way to stress how crazy this shit is, because we are already off to a bad start. In a room full of 10 black people in the US, 5 of y'all niggas leaning towards sits have no father involvement in your life. What's worse is that around 65% of us niggas are single parented. I don't know what it is about black people and simply being there for their child, but we apparently suck at it. My young black kings and queens out there, this is your chance to disprove this cycle that we are fatherless. This is also your chance to stop acting like you're fatherless if you aren't, because if you are doing anything to even reflect this off of you, you are a disappointment to your father and are exactly everything wrong with the black community. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10 because we got the strong-willed 43% of y'all who remain consistent in your child's life. Shout out to the present black fathers of the world because y'all did more than just nut and dick. Next, we got the black stereotype of...
That's a crazy statement. But yeah, shout outs to all the black fathers that's out there, bro. You know? And just when it is, it'll be like, oh, black men ain't this, black men ain't that. No, black men are amazing fathers, bro. But the ones it is that like you're out here creating seeds. Don't matter if it is if you created one or you created like 10 or 12, like Nick Cannon, and you're not being there for them. Come on now. You're messing that up for their future and for them when it is that they become parents and stuff like that, because you're setting the tone of, unfortunately, how it is that they feel towards, especially if it's women too. You're setting the tone of how it is that they, like, these women will feel towards men, because it is like the person it is that's supposed to teach you the love and have the unconditional love was not there. And it goes the same thing for boys too. The black men, those young boys, they need you at a time like this. The last thing it is you want is these men to be out here, unless if it is that you want this and you're, you know what I'm saying, that you like a little bit of men, you know what I'm saying, you like a little bit of peen or whatever the case is. But these men out here want passenger princess treatment. You know what I'm saying? Since when the fuck? When did this happen?
Black people not being able to swim. I hate when niggas say this because this was genuinely my first love, my first passion, dead ass, bro. I don't understand how niggas can be at the age of 17 talking about how they can't swim. Like, my nigga, you're telling me through your 17 years of life, you haven't learned once how to do the simple action of swimming? This shit is not hard, my nigga. I learned this shit at the age of 5, bro.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Learning how to swim actually takes a bit of practice to learn. It takes a bit. I'm not even gonna cap. Even for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could try to do the little doggy paddle and stuff like that, but when you start going, like, you know, when you're in like 3 feet, all right, cool, easy, you can stand. Okay? Use that same technique if you're in like 8 feet, 9 feet, bro. I promise you, bro. If you start panicking, you are starting to sink. Okay? It is a little complex, because the biggest thing is staying calm, remaining calm, so it is that you stay afloat. If you are panicking or you feeling a certain type of way, you are going to sink faster than anybody else. So it is a little difficult,
like that ass. And I tried to investigate the origins of the stereotype for the sake of the video, and given they are from slavery where niggas was brought on the ships, but that's not really all that important. We're in the moment now, nigga.
Oh my god.
I beg your pardon?
Anyway, this shit's gonna get an 8 out of 10 from me because too many niggas be saying they can't. Respectfully, touch some water, because if these niggas can do this, you can too. Moving on, we got the stereotypical black phrases. I decided to combine most of the common stereotypical ones niggas have heard from their parents over the years, so we'll break them down one by one real quick.
What are some black phrases it is that you've heard from your parents? I'm not like one of your little friends. You must think I'm Boo Boo the Fool. We don't never know who the fuck Boo Boo the Fool is, but it ain't us. Stop letting my cool air out. You know, like I could go in, like, you know, you'd be getting A's at school if you wasn't on that damn phone. To be fair, they kind of cooked with that one, because at this rate now, especially with Gen Z, it is the fucking phone. It is the phone. They kind of cooked with that one. But all y'all other ones are just like, oh, you got the McDonald's money? Yeah, I got the McDonald's money now. Now, what's up? What's up? And now McDonald's is now accepting EBT. I got that shit too. What we talking? What we talking? I got that too. And yes, that is very, yes, McDonald's is on its way to accepting EBT. That is actually becoming a thing now.
Starting with, I'm not one of your little friends. First of all, if you heard this, just know you was coming with mad attitude toward your parents, and you better watch your next words carefully, because your ass will be ravaged if you jack in the same energy. Safe to say, if you are black, you have definitely heard this at least.
If you jump off the bridge, if they jump off the bridge, you gonna jump with them? Hey, a couple of times it's just like, hey, listen, mom, hey, how high up in the air am I jumping? And listen, let me stop, because I have said some things where it is like, you know, I was deserving of the little ass whooping it is. And that one is one of them, you know what I mean?
At least a couple times. Next on the script is, you better stop crying before I give you something to cry about. If you were a kid that would cry after every sort of thing, you were sure to hear this. Now, me personally, I have never heard this, because not to toot my own horn here, but I was non-problematic as a child. My only problem with this one is the fact that this shit is dumb as fuck, because it's like, did you not just give niggas something to cry about? Moving on to the next phrase, we got, do you got McDonald's money? Honestly, with this phrase, you could just put, do you got blank, and then put money at the end of it, and it'll work out just fine. I think this one's pretty universal, if I'm being honest. I actually do plan to say this to my future children down the line, not because I won't be rich and successful, but because I'll be cheap. If we really put it into perspective, McDonald's is probably cheaper than some of the full course meals your mama be cooking at home. Now, given the reason your parents probably be telling you this all the time is because they were tired of you asking all the time, or because there was simply food at home. Speaking of food at home, we have food at home. This is one I'm a little critical of, because if I asked for something or wanted to eat something and my mom said this, no offense to my mother, but your food simply wasn't up to my standards.
See, now, when I used to say this, like, oh, we got food at home, I don't want to sit there and be eating spaghetti for the 5th time in a row. At this rate, it's time to go ahead and put the spaghetti up. You need to go and cook. I'm sorry. You need to go and cook. It's spaghetti in there. Yeah, and it's old. It's time to go ahead and pack it up. Put it in the plastic bag and put it in the garbage at this point, because there's no need for that. What's up, Justin? I told my mom I'm just bring a parachute and my friends are jumping. See, now if you got your ass whooped, and you know, my mom is a chef. I love home cooked meals. Fuck McDonald's. My mom's not a chef, but my mom does know how to cook. My mom made a joke the last time I was at her house, and she's like, I think that's the only reason why it is that your father is with me, because it is I know how to cook. And I'm just like, wow, mom, not for anything else. I mean, he did propose to you twice. I feel like it is like that was set in stone that he wanted to be with you, but hey, go ahead and bring yourself into the, you know what I'm saying? Bring yourself into the kitchen. There's nothing wrong with cooking for your partner. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it is that Cooking with Kai has now brought people back into the kitchen, but stop letting your insecurities jump when it's like, oh, you can go take my man. Da, 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 da. Your man already got wondering eyes. Stop.
back everything I just said. I realize I'm a broke college student on a dining plan eating the same food here every damn day. So mom, do not quote me on that. Last of the black stereotypical phrases we're gonna go over is, I brought you into this world and I can take you out of it. First of all, that's murder. And the minute this bullshit comes out of your mouth, I have full authority to call the cops and have you arrested under a misdemeanor charge. Deadass, you are talking about killing your seed. And best believe these be the same ones talking about they'd kill for their child. I'm gonna give this stereotype a 9 out of 10 because the last race ruined everything above it. Moving on, we got black people make everything about race. Now, I am absolutely not biased, but this is 100% true. I swear the niggas that do this be so quick to do it too. They get talked to a certain way by a random ass Karen at the mall, racially profiling. They be doing BS like
Nigga, was that me?
it too. They get talked to a certain way by a random ass Karen at the mall, racially profiling.
Chat, is that me? Is that me? Hold on, let me put my... Is that me? Why am I in this? You said, damn, Ari. Why am I Ratchet Ari? Okay. Why am I in this? Ratchet Sonic. Okay. Hey, I ain't even gonna lie. Her hair is fire, bro. This is the 30-inch bust down blue wig. I'm not mad at it whatsoever. You said the infinity wigs. Why'd you have to say that? Why did you have to say that?
Violent. They be doing BS like this too, saying that shit. They don't get enough in the Chipotle bowl, it's because they're black, and not because the nigga behind the counter doesn't give you a random number of portions. Mind you, these niggas give you the same spoonful. These niggas can't control what falls out the spoon or how much is in the spoon. I might also add that these niggas did give me food poisoning right after saying this. And it's even worse when the old heads do it, because they go on a whole ass monologue about black history and whatever to show how we've broken down systematic barriers to get to where we are. And don't get me wrong, with how times are now, nigga, I'm aware of how important this is. Let me say that before I get canceled. I don't got no type of traction to be talking about getting canceled. Here's a quick story. I go to what is called a PWI. If you don't know what that is, then you're probably not black. My dad and I were having a conversation about where I wanted to go for college in the car driving back from somewhere. The university where I go to right now, out of the 20 schools I applied to and the 15 I got in, wasn't my first choice by no means. I ain't gonna hold you. But one of the schools, which was my number one, happened to be a PWI. Nigga was so ready to debunk this choice, saying whatever the fuck he thought, and I thought we were done with this shitty ass rant until
Couldn't be me. I am an HBCU student. I started out as a PWI. Complete cultural experience going to HBCU. If you do not go to an HBCU, at least go to one of the homecomings. Night and day when it comes down to that. You know, homecoming. I thought it was just like some rinky dink shit until it is. I started going to like Howard's homecoming, NCAT's homecoming, Spelman, Morehouse, Clark. I've never been to Florida, so I have not been to Florida State one. And of course, my school, Bowie State. I started going to their homecoming. I'm just like, oh yeah, nah, this is where it is I need to be. Yeah, I need to be going to an HBCU. And look at me, about to graduate from one.
I heard the words, and it's a PWI. From that point on, we got to my house's driveway and we sat there for about an hour after. And you know how black parents get. You can't move from a certain spot till they're done talking, can't fidget, don't move a muscle. Matter of fact, don't even breathe or else you'll be in that car for a lot longer than you want to. Don't take me back to those times, bro. I personally hated the college process, but that's a separate video for another day. We're gonna give this stereotype a 10 out of 10 because I have personal bias to it and because I would figure many of y'all can relate. We got a few more things to tackle here, so stay with me. Next on the agenda, we have black people not changing the batteries in the smoke alarm. I personally didn't know this was a black people thing, and my black card will not be revoked because of that. You see, this is a stupid ass thing because one, this is like a thing that's made to genuinely help you be aware, and two, it only backs with the statement that black people are cheap. Only second to Jews though. It might not even be a problem that they don't want to buy batteries, although I know tons of niggas that's simply the reason for it. But it also might be because we are some lazy ass niggas, which I beg differ, but I can only speak for myself. Can't speak for the rest of y'all niggas. Not to mention I hear there's also a double side to this one when niggas saying the smoke alarm always be going off in the black households. This one's gonna get a 4 out of 10 for me. I'm not even sure what to call this next one, so I guess we're gonna go with simply sounding black. Genuine question. How are you supposed to sound black? Nah, like I'm actually trying to answer my own question because there is no...
I've always had an issue with this in particular because I never understood when people be like, oh, you don't sound black, you sound white. What the fuck do you mean by that? Oh, you sound proper. Like you sound like it is that you go to a private school. Nigga, I went to a public school that was predominant of black people and Mexicans. What are we talking about? If anything, white people was the minority in my high school. What are we talking? what are we talking about, bro? Like I never understood that, bro. Like, right? Am I supposed to sound like a color? Like I'm just confused. You know, like oh yeah, like you grew up with in a two-parent household and a white picket fence. No, the fuck I didn't. I grew up in a townhouse, a 3-bedroom, 1.5 townhouse. That's what I grew up in, bro. I grew up in a townhouse. Not even like a house with like some yards and some acres and stuff like my brother and my sister now got. I didn't grow up with that. You know what I mean? It's like what are we talking about? What? You think it is that I'm privileged? Okay.
Possible way to sound black, nigga. If we're basing it on what most niggas would think a black person sounds like, I'd assume it's having a deep voice. In which case, every nigga with a deep voice, I guess, supposedly sounds black. And then there's a whole requisite to if you don't sound black, saying the N-word doesn't sound right. Wait, hold on one second. What was that? I see, my fault. I just found out I don't sound black, so I can't say nigga no more. I have some personal
Damn.
animosity for this shit for a lot of Let me rephrase. I have some personal animosity for a lot of people that said I didn't sound black. What's even worse about this is that you got human beings that were white saying this too.
I don't want to say it. Skull? I know that's not Skull because Skull definitely got a taper fade. You know what I'm saying? Skull got a fade on him. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, but that's actually hilarious seeing that.
I'd love to hear what a couple of Connors and Johns have to say about sounding black, and the credentials to sounding black too, wouldn't y'all? Negative 6 out of 10. Second to last thing we're gonna critique. Black music. What qualifies as black music?
That's that booty meat. Oh my god.
They not like us. No. They not like us. No. They not like us.
Are you crip walking? No. You could put practically everything rap related in here because our renaissance kind of put that genre on the map if we're being real. But that's a take for a future video, so we're not gonna get into that. Black music is everything essentially getting you invited to the cookout. If you play some music that makes auntie in the back stand up at the cookout, 9 times out of 10, you playing something with the credentials of being black. Either that or some fire ass Punjab music or Latin, because everyone likes their daily dose of...
Hey, the song goes stupid. I'm sorry, it does. The song. Hey, I'm sorry, but this is a 10 out of 10 banger for me, bro. I still play this. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 banger. I love it. 10 out of 10 banger. I still play this, bro. And this song came out in like early 2000s. Hey, it's still getting played.
Music or Latin, because everyone likes their daily dose of... Fun fact for today, that's a wedding theme for y'all who don't know. On a serious note though, the Super Bowl performance by Kendrick taught us a lot about what black music truly is. If you need to look somewhere for an example of black music, look no further than that show. Everyone who was black was on their feet celebrating that spectacle of a show, especially after the messages that were given throughout the performance. This will be the only part of the video where I dropped some actual wisdom, unless I did already and I'm forgetting. In any case, listen up. Black music isn't characterized by the genre or even the artist creating it. It's characterized by the message delivered by the music performed. In the case of the halftime show, I think we can all agree in saying that it was. I'm gonna give this one a 5.5 out of 10 because I think we're slowly starting to come to this realization. I hope. Last thing we're going to mention.
We're not. I've had this conversation recently. The music, although it is, I am such a sucker for certain beats and sounds and stuff like that. Music is wholeheartedly what it was created for, is especially for us as black people, was created to send the message of what we're trying to say. Somehow or another, the message got lost, and now it's more transactional when it comes down to music. It's not a body of work where it is that has longevity and then like the message still stands to this day type of thing. It's not aging well. It's more just like okay, the beat is carrying the song, but after a while the beat can only do so much. You know what I mean?
here. The black stereotype is saying they're invited to the cookout. Being invited to the cookout means you are given a subscription of being black, or I guess a part of the family on some mafia type shit. The only way you're out is if you do some fuckery. In that case, we gotta terminate you on some mafia type shit. To get in, I feel like you gotta meet a couple standards for yourself. One, you gotta bring vibes that black people can get down with. Otherwise, I'm sorry, it just ain't gonna work out. Two, you gotta be able to dance. If you can dance, and I mean like get on the dance floor and vibe with the rest of the aunties, because if you can't do that, then you just one of those African Americans standing in the corner at the function, which as we know is frowned upon. And three, you gotta eat and love eating the food. If you can't do this, then we can't give you your card, so I can't stress this enough. This one gets an 8 out of 10 from me, and on that note, I'm gonna play my reason to finishing the video with this stereotype.
I wholeheartedly hate the Cupid Shuffle. I know somebody's gonna be like, what? Let me explain really fast. I used to work at Joe's Crab Shack, okay? Every 30 minutes, my manager will make us go ahead and do shucking and jiving in front of people while they trying to eat, doing the Cupid Shuffle. And after a while, that got annoying. Being on the clock, you work in a smooth little 4, 5, 6 hours, and every 30 minutes it is like you're doing Cupid Shuffle. It's like at this point, it's just like, all right, I'm Cupid Shuffled out. Just like, but listen, hey, listen, Auriel, but you could able to go out and dance. I know you know how to dance. That's gotta be racist. That's gotta be racist. I know how to dance because why? Because I'm black. I'm out Cupid Shuffle out. I'm sorry, bro. If there was ever any public setting and you was to ever see me and that song comes on, I promise you I'm leaving. I could be on the dance floor cutting up, and the moment it is I hear that beat drop, I'm leaving. I'm sitting the fuck down. Everybody else would be like, oh my God, like it's Cupid Shuffle. You know what I'm saying? Not me. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it no more. Okay? Can't do it. I'm y'all can go ahead and do the Cupid Shuffle for me, but I can't do it at this point. But I know it was supposed to be like Dior, but K commentaries. Shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.